Hey folks, it has been a warmer day across the valley. Temperatures finally climbing back in the 70s, even low 80s in the west where there's been a little bit more sunshine. These are the currents, the coolest readings at the coast in the 60s right now, but most of the valley settled into the mid 70s. Let's take a look at our lows tonight. Bottoming out in the upper 60s. That's it. So not really all that cool. Remember, just a couple of days ago, we were having highs in the 30s and 40s. So quite a change over the period of just a couple of days. And then tomorrow, look at these numbers, back in the mid-80s. The southeast wind kicks up a little bit, so a rather windy day. At the coast, about 76 at the most. I think there'll be some clouds. There may be a little fog there once again. The high temperature normal is now 79. Will be 85 tomorrow. Look at Saturday, 93. That will break the record of 91, and then 87 on Sunday. So some warm temperatures ahead, even with a front or two in the neighborhood. It's just not going to cool off much. Cloud cover's been relatively thick across the area. You saw earlier we looked at Sky 5, some breaks in those clouds, though, making for a pretty sunset across the valley. Clouds will thicken up overnight. We'll start the day tomorrow with a lot of clouds, maybe some fog at the coast, a little afternoon sunshine, and then tomorrow night into early Saturday, I think we see more sunshine during the daytime, and that helps warm those temperatures up into the 90s on Saturday. Sunday, a front gets into the neighborhood. It kind of sneaks in here during the daytime, and that's probably about as far as it's going to go. And even if it does go south of us, it's not going to have much of an impact. The temperature is probably still going to be in the 80s, just 80s rather than 90s, still above average. Rain chances, just maybe something spotty in the morning, a sprinkle. Saturday looks hot and dry, and then Sunday, about a 10% chance of a shower, especially with that front in the neighborhood, the actual boundary between the hot, humid air and the slightly less hot, slightly less humid air. Around Texas tonight, 66 in San Antonio, Houston's at 68, Del Rio up by Amistad at 70 this afternoon. Bigger picture shows 70s all the way up into the Panhandle, so it's a very mild day across the state. Things have warmed back up after this big cold snap earlier in the week. A lot of clouds across the state as well, and they're really thickening up across a lot of the region. We have some breaks here, but most of the state not seeing a whole lot of sun. Got a lot of fronts on the weather map, and if you look, nothing gets close to us tomorrow, and Saturday still not much in the neighborhood, so the southerly wind kicks in, and that really warms things up. South, even southwesterly wind. It's when it goes southwesterly, it downslopes off the mountains, and that makes it hot. So Saturday, you're looking at 90s. The front gets close enough to bring some clouds, and again, maybe trigger an isolated shower on Sunday, but it just kind of hangs out right there, right on top of us, maybe a little north of us. And while we do cool off a little bit from Saturday, we're kind of back to where we're going to be on Friday, back in the 80s again. So not a big deal, this front. By Tuesday of next week, another front will sweep across the state and has another shot at triggering some severe weather up to the north of us. At the coast, winds out of the south-southeast 10 to 20 knots. A choppy bay right now. UV index is very high. The water temperature is very cool, only in the mid-50s right now. That, as we talked earlier in the week, leading to all the fog that we're seeing out there. Wintertime, we see fog at the island, but it seems like there's been even more sea fog this time around. So tonight, mostly cloudy, spotty drizzle, 68 for a low. Then tomorrow, back to 85, clouds in the morning, a little bit of afternoon sunshine, southeast winds. First 1.5 AccuWeather forecast for the next 7 days. 93 Saturday, 87 Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Set the clock forward. Good to do it before you go to bed Saturday night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even with fronts in the neighborhood, they don't push through. So lows stay near 70 and highs stay in the 80s. With that moisture in the neighborhood, there could be a shower any of those days. That is your updated First 1.5 AccuWeather forecast.